Well, my name is Tom Tresser, and I've spent most of the last 3 years working to save the taxpayers of Chicago from ripoffs, secret deals between the Democratic machine and their insider friends, and privatization scams of all sorts. I was one of the organizers of No Game Chicago, which worked to defeat the bid to the 2016 Olympics, which would have bankrupted the city, destroyed priceless public parks, and would have forced working-class families to leave their communities. I have fought against privatizing our parks, and the Olympic Games would have privatized the entire city for 7 years. These insiders revealed their game plan for grabbing anything that can pay big profits with no risk. Assets that now belong to everyone, but which will deliver enormous profits to their new owners. These insiders are going to tell you, and they're going to try to sell you on these scams based on a few key points. Number one, they're going to tell you that government is broke and incapable of raising new revenues. Witness the giant fiasco in Washington about the budget and the deficit scam. What this means that America will not be able to build any new Hoover dams. We're going to have no more NASAs, and we're not going to be able to do anything on the scale of the interstate highway system. They will also tell you that government is stupid, and the only source of efficiency and effectiveness is private industry. Well, this same effective and efficient private industry burned their own houses down and delivered a global financial scandal and collapse that has affected everybody in this room and everybody in America. Those are the same smart guys that are going to run our public assets. They're also going to not use the word privatization, and several of our speakers have already caught on to that. The buzzword of the future, and this is how these guys are lining up the wagons, they will use the term public-private partnerships. But public, beware. The guys who bought the Skyway will make profits between $4 and $25 billion. Depending on the traffic flow and how high they can jack up the tolls on the Skyway over the 99-year deal. The guys who got our parking meters will make a profit of $10 billion over the life of the 75-year deal. That's 1 for 10. You know what? If someone came to me with an offer that says, give me $1 and I'll give you 10 back, sign me up. Zero risk. Well, now these clowns have just given away the concessions at the International Terminal at O'Hare for a song. So the first test of the new alderman before the new mayor, they failed. Well, what's next? This is what's next. Tap water, available from the city for pennies. The same tap water from private companies, available to you for dollars. It's the same water. And so that's what's coming. The difference between this and this, the profits, are going to private industries. And remember, their job is not to deliver service to the public, but just profits to shareholders and owners. And two of the sponsors of that conference that we're talking about were Southwest Water Company and Veolia Water. Two giant companies that make millions and billions from selling the people's water back to them. All right, so fellow Illinoisans, our last two governors are convicted felons. 30 Chicago aldermen have been sent to prison for fraud and corruption since 1970. The nonprofit think tanks that look at public policy, such as the things that we're talking about here today, serve big business. And like bobblehead dolls, they just nod their collective heads at every scam that City Hall sends forward. No one is watching our backs. No one except these good people, these volunteers and activists and concerned citizens who are before you this morning. Collectively, we all urge you to say no to privatization. No to House Bill 1091. Yes to SB 83. And no way to selling off our water supplies. We urge you all out there to stand with us, to go online to tiny.cc, no privatization, and sign an online petition that says no to privatization. And if our collective governments think that this is such a great deal, they must put it on the ballot as a binding referendum so that any citizen must vote, yea or nay, before our assets are sold or given away. Put it on the ballot if it's such a great